start a new chapter in your ICSE Standard 10th Mathematics called Quadratic Equations. Quadratic Equations is a very important and a very easy chapter and a very technical chapter. There aren't too many formulae or too many things that you have to remember. Only thing is that you have to understand the terms and you have to understand the language of the question correctly. So let us start with the chapter. So what is a quadratic equation? Before understanding quadratic equation, we have to understand what is a linear equation. Linear, the word linear is associated with a line. So a linear equation when plotted on a graph will give me a line. We have done this in our 9th standard in our coordinate geometry where we used to get an equation of a line and we had to plot it. Linear equation examples could be x is equal to y, x is equal to 2y plus 3, x is equal to 3, y is equal to minus 7. These are examples of equations which give you a line, or we can call these equations as linear equations. There are some features. The number one feature is the power of x and y. The index of x and y is always 1. That means there will be only one value of x or one value of y that can satisfy the equation. When we talk about a quadratic equation, here the power of x or y or any variable that is there in the equation is 2, which means there can be maximum 2 possibilities or 2 values of x that satisfies that equation. What does it mean to satisfy the equation? It means that when you input a particular value of x which satisfies the equation becomes equal to 0. The general formula of a linear equation is like ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, where a is the coefficient of x, power of x is 1, b is the coefficient of y, power of y is 1 and c is any constant value or any constant number that does not change. So here the powers are 1. So there can be only one value of x and only one value of y that will satisfy the equation. Applying the same thing in quadratic equation. Quadratic equation has highest power of 2. So there can be 2 values, maximum 2 values of x for which the equation becomes equal to 0. Those 2 values of x will be called as the roots of the equation. What is the general formula of a quadratic equation? Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 can be a general equation of a quadratic equation where a and b are the coefficients of x square and x respectively and c is a constant. So by solving these equations we get the values of x or the values of x, which means they are the roots of the equation or they are the zeros of this given equation. In our previous class, in our 9th standard, 8th standard even, we have come across many such quadratic equations where equations like x square plus 4x plus 4 solve the equation. How did we solve them? We solved them by using our splitting the middle term method. Now let us directly find the values of x for which we have a formula. The formula to find the value of x, that means this is a formula to find the roots of the equation. And how many roots can we have? Maximum 2. Sometimes the roots of the equation can only give us one unique value and those equations are called as perfect squares. Which of the equations can be perfect squares? Which means it has one value only of x. And which of the equations are imperfect squares which can yield up to maximum 2 values or 2 roots or 2 zeros of the equation. Now let us understand a way to find the root of any given equation. To find the roots of any given equation, we use the formula x is equal to minus b, which is the coefficient of x in the formula, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. B is the coefficient of x, that is the middle term. Remember this. So x is equal to minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac. That is 4 into a into c. What is b square? Square of the coefficient of the middle term minus 4 times a, that is the coefficient of x square, into c, that is the constant, divided by 2a. So this is your very simple equation. We input the values in these equations and we find the answers for a. Now you must ask this question, that how do we get two values of x or two roots of the equation or two zeros of the equation? It is because of this very important part, b square minus 4ac, which is called as the discriminant. Discriminant is the unique value which gives us two roots of the equation, because the equation again, what is it? Minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac whole upon 2a. So plus or minus root of square root of b square minus 4ac. So the first root that we get will be minus b plus square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a, and the second root will be minus b minus square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So there are two unique values. So the question should arise, you should be curious, that when do we get only one root of this equation, or only one value of x which satisfies the equation or makes the equation equal to 0. This will only happen when this term b square minus 4ac becomes equal to 0. Because then what are you left with? What is the value of x then? X is equal to minus b plus minus 0 upon 2a. So if you add 0 to a number, whatever is the value, it remains the same. And if you subtract 0 from a number, whatever is the value, it still remains the same. 0 really does not add any value to any equation. So in this case, we can see whenever the discriminant, which is b square minus 4ac, whenever it becomes equal to 0, we get a perfect square. What is a perfect square? Perfect square is such a quadratic equation where you get only one and only one value of x which satisfies the equation. They are called as perfect squares. What if the square root which is the discriminant, b square minus 4ac, if it is a positive number? So we are now looking at the nature of roots. The first nature, what did we see? That if b square minus 4ac is 0, then square root of b square minus 4ac is also 0. So it does not really add up. So we get a perfect square, which means we get only one unique value of x for which the quadratic equation is satisfied. However, if b square minus 4ac is a positive number, so the square root of a positive number is also a positive number. It is a number that will affect your root. If, for example, b square minus 4ac of any given equation is equal to, let's say, 25. So what is square root of 25? It is 5. The first time when we try to find the root, we will add 5 to minus b plus square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So we will add 5, and in the second scenario, we will subtract 5. So they will give us two different values, because adding 5 and subtracting 5 are completely different numbers, isn't it? So in this case, it will give us two unique values, two real values, and that in this case, when b square minus 4ac, which is my discriminant, is positive, in that case, the square root of the discriminant is also positive, and in this case, we get two unique values, two real values. So can I say, if discriminant is a positive number, b square minus 4ac is a positive number, in that case, we are going to get two unique real roots. In the same manner, if the discriminant b square minus 4ac is a negative number, what if it is a negative number? That means b square is lesser than 4ac. So when you are subtracting 4ac from b square, it is a negative number. And what is the square root of a negative number? It's an imaginary number. We have still not learned about this fraction of numbers, which is imaginary numbers. So we will just simply call them imaginary. So b square minus 4ac becomes negative. So the square root of a negative number is undefined. And square root of minus 25 is not 5. So again, I am going to give you a quick tip. Whenever we take square roots of a positive number, let's use our number 25 only. So when we have the number 25, what is the square root of 25? Is it just 5 or it can be plus or minus 5? It can be plus or minus 5. That brings the plus and minus sign in your equation, because plus 5 into plus 5 is also 25. Minus 5 into minus 5 is also 25. So when we have a square root of a number, it can be a square root. It can be a square of positive numbers, two positive numbers or two negative numbers. However, if you have a negative number inside a square root, that is minus 25. How do we get minus 25? Is 5 into 5 minus 25? No. Is minus 5 into minus 5 minus 25? No. So minus 25 is reached, or we get minus 25 if you multiply a positive and a negative number, that is minus 5 into plus 5. But can I call minus 5 into plus 5 5 square, or can I call it minus 5 square? It will be mathematically wrong. It is neither. It is a multiplication of two different numbers. And square, when we square a number, it has to be the same number. Either it has to be a pair of 5 or it has to be a pair of minus 5. But plus 5 into minus 5 in a square root, that means two different numbers will never yield a positive number. So what I am trying to tell you is, if the discriminant b square minus 4ac is a negative number, then root of b square minus 4ac becomes a root of a negative number, which is an imaginary number. So don't make this mistake. So can I say, if b square minus 4ac is less than 0, or if it is negative, the roots will be 2. We will still get two numbers, because in the first case we are adding the imaginary number to your minus b, and in the second case we are subtracting that imaginary number from your minus b. So in this case we are getting two unique numbers, but these two unique numbers are not real. They are imaginary, and we are going to learn imaginary numbers in a higher standard. So we can simply write they are imaginary. Let us do a quick recap. What will be the nature of the roots in different scenarios? If discriminant b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, then square root of 0 is 0. In that case, we say that the roots are equal, or there is only one root. If your discriminant b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, this happens when b square is greater than 4 into a into c. In these cases, we get two roots, and those two roots are different and they are real. That means two unique roots which are real numbers. And when the discriminant b square minus 4ac is less than 0, it means that b square is lesser than 4ac, which also means that the square root will be of a negative number, and in this case the roots will be unique. There will be two roots, but they will be imaginary in nature. Let us look at a few problems using this particular discriminant formula, and let us try to find the roots of the equation, and let us also try to find the nature of the roots. So children, now we are going to look at some examples which are based on this formula, the discriminant formula that we have learned. But before that, let us try to see which kind of equations qualify as quadratic equations. Like I told you, the general equation of a quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. There are a few conditions that we have to understand here. First of all, a cannot be equal to 0 here. A is the coefficient of x square. If A becomes equal to 0, so this whole part becomes equal to 0. So now what is the equation that we are left with? Bx plus c is equal to 0, where the highest power of x is just 1. So this becomes a linear equation. So the first and the most important condition is that A cannot be equal to 0. And the highest power of x should be 2, not more than 2. So let us try to understand which of these equations, there are few examples, which of these examples make a quadratic equation and which of these examples are not a quadratic equation. So let us check which of these equations are a quadratic equation and which of them are not. So the first equation that we have, what does it say? Root 3 x square is outside the root. So root 3 is the coefficient of x square minus 2x plus 3 by 5 is equal to 0. Let us look at this equation. The first thing that you have to do is bring it to its general form, where the highest power is written first, then the lower power of x, which is x raised to 1, and the constant is towards the end. Look, let's look over here. Do we have it in a proper order of the terms? Yes, the highest power is here. The lower power of x, that is x to the power 1, is in the middle term, and the constant 3 upon 5 is the constant, is written in the end. So it is in our general form. Let us compare. Is a equal to 0? What is a here? A is equal to root 3. Is it equal to 0? No. So our condition is satisfied. Is the highest power of x 2? Is the highest index of x 2? Yes, it is 2. So in this case, this condition is also satisfied. What about the constant? Constant is 3 upon 5. It is a number, right? So it is a constant. You can take it as c. And minus 2 is the coefficient of x, which is also present over here. So upon comparing, I can directly say that yes, this is a quadratic equation. All my conditions are satisfied. So this equation is quadratic. Coming to a second question. Now look at this. Be very careful when you are looking at a question. Square root of 6x square, the whole thing is inside the root. Be very careful. Plus 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now, here we do have an operation on x square. What is the operation? Square root. So what is the square root of 4? It is square root of 2 square. The final answer is 2. So what will be the square root of x square? It will be x. So this value, when I actually take it out of the operation, it becomes root 6. I am keeping it as it is because root 6 is also a number. It's a rational number. And what is root of x square? It is only x plus 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now tell me, what is the highest power of x without any operation on it? It is x. Can I call it a quadratic equation? I can't, because the highest power of x has to be 2. So in this case, it becomes, if I take x common, it becomes root 6 plus 3 times x minus 1 is equal to 0. This is our linear equation. It's not a quadratic equation. So this is a linear equation. This is not a quadratic equation. Coming to our third problem, a very interesting one. Here we have to take LCM because we don't have it in standard form. Let us begin. X plus 2 upon x is equal to x square. Now you would say, ma'am, x square to hai yahan pe. But in this general formula, can you see any denominator as x? Can you see any indication that x is in the denominator? No. So is this in a standard form? It's not in standard form because here we have 1 upon x. 1 upon x does not have any place in this equation. So what do I have to do? I have to standardize it. And what is the first step of standardizing anything? Take LCM. So what is the LCM here? This is x upon 1, this is x square upon 1. So your LCM is x. So we will multiply the ones which don't have x in their denominator and get a common denominator on both sides and eliminate it. Let me do it for you. So this will become x square upon x plus 2 remains as it is because it already has the denominator x, and x square into x becomes x cube upon x. Now there is a common denominator on both sides. So I will take these together. X square plus 2 upon x is equal to x cube upon x. Now I have a same denominator on either side of my equal to sign. So I will cancel it. So the equation is x square plus 2 is equal to x cube. Let us try to standardize it. How do we standardize an equation? Always the term with the highest power written first. So can I write it as x cube minus x square minus 2 is equal to 0. Now tell me, x square is over here. We do have x square. There is no rule on having b to be, like we do not need a 1 power of x. That means we do not need x. It's alright if the equation is x square minus 4 is equal to 0. I will give you another example. We will discuss it then. But look over here. What is the highest power? X cube. So we have to reject it. It's a cubic expression. It's not a quadratic equation. So this is cubic. What is this example? X square plus 1 upon x square is equal to 3. Same treatment like the previous sum. Take LCM. So this becomes x to the power 4 plus 1 upon x square is equal to 3x square upon x square. X square cancel. What is my expression? X to the power 4 minus 3x square plus 1 is equal to 0. What is the highest power of x? It's 4. So this is also not quadratic. You do not need to use these names linear and cubic. You can simply write it is a quadratic equation or it is not a quadratic equation. These kind of questions expected in your MCQs. Alright, let's look at the last problem of this type where we are trying to identify by placing these conditions on the equations to see if they are quadratic or not. X minus 3 cube plus 5 is equal to x cube plus 7x square. Don't be in a hurry to just look at the powers, the highest power in the sum when it is given as it is. You will have to first standardize it to check if it is a quadratic equation or not. So what is x minus 3 the whole cube? Please do not write x cube minus 3 cube. Now you know better. We have to use identities to open brackets. You can't just simply open brackets. Alright, so what formula, which identity does this, is this similar to? A minus b the whole cube. And what is the formula for that? A cube minus b cube minus 3ab bracket a plus b. So what will be this? When I open it up, what does it become? A cube, that is x cube minus 3 cube. What is 3 cube? 3 into 3 into 3, that is 27. Minus 3ab. That is 3 into x into 3, so that is 9x times a minus b. Alright, we have to open these brackets also. This is equal to x cube plus 7x square. Alright, let us open this bracket now. So it becomes x cube minus 27 minus 9x into x is 9x square. Another mistake, minus is not minus. Minus into minus is plus. What is 9 3s are? 27x is equal to x cube plus 7x square. Now look, don't be in a hurry. Look, we have x cube on either side of this equation. So they can cancel, right? It will come here and become minus x cube and they will get cancelled. So let us standardize this equation. What are the like terms? 7x square and minus 9x square are like. They have the same powers of x, that is x square. So what is? So let us bring them all together. So minus 9x square. Bring this on the left hand side, so it becomes minus 7x square. I have used these two. I have plus 27x and I also have this number minus 27, and if everything is brought on this side, it becomes equal to 0. 7x square is brought on the left hand side. What is minus 9x minus 7x? Minus 16x square plus 27x minus 27 is equal to 0. Now tell me, is this a quadratic equation? Yes, because the coefficient of x square is not 0 and in standard form, the highest power of x is 2. So here we have seen some very good examples of what kind of equations make a quadratic equation after solving them, not just by eyeing them. Remember this. So this is quadratic. So I hope this is amply clear to you. After this, we will move on to numericals, which are based on applying my discriminant formula. So children, let us look at these 4 examples and let us try to solve our quadratic equation by using the discriminant formula. What do we get from here? What are the results? The results are going to be the values of x, which can be called as the roots of the equation, zeros of the equation, or solution of the equation. What are the solution of the equation? What does it mean? It means that for those values of x, when you input those values of x in this equation, the result comes out to be 0. So let us look at the first equation. In this first equation, is it already in standard form? It is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So it is in standard form, so no need for any modification. Let us find our coefficient of x square, coefficient of x and constant. Coefficient of x square is 3. That's your a. Let's write capital A. Your coefficient of x is what? It's not 4. It's minus 4. It's along with the sign. Minus 4. And what's your constant here? Also minus 4. Alright. Let us input it directly into the equation and find the results. So what is my x? X is equal to minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So what is my x? X is equal to minus b. That is minus is already here. Minus of b, that means minus of minus 4 plus or minus square root of b square. That is minus 4 the whole square minus 4ac. That is 4 into what is a? 3 into c is minus 4 whole upon 2a. That is 2 times 3. Now, some of us are very smart. So what are we going to do? Simply I will write 4 plus minus square root of 16 minus or whatever plus whatever is the result. We will simply write it upon 6. Correct answer. But you will lose 1 mark because in your ICSE board exams, according to your cell, you correct substitution in formula. What did I say? Correct substitution in the formula carries 1 mark. So that means if you don't write the formula, it's absolutely fine. But you have to write this step because this is where the teacher will check that you know the formula and you have substituted the values in the formula. So this step, even though for some of you it is a very simple thing to solve these kind of things, please write the step. It carries marks. Moving on to the next step. X is equal to minus of minus is plus. So it becomes plus 4. No need to write the plus sign. Plus or minus of under root of, what is minus 4 the whole square? 16. And this is minus, this is minus. What is minus into minus? Plus. Please, your signs, your arithmetic calculations are the basis, are the mother of algebra. If you do not know your basic rules of board mass, basic sign change, then you are going to struggle. You are going to require a lot more time than you should in your 10th standard. Moving on. What is 4 3s are 12? 48 in all. So 4 into 3 into 4 is 48 divided by 6. So what is the value of x? X is equal to 4 plus minus square root of, what is 16 plus 48? 64 divided by 6. 64 is a perfect square. It's a square root of 8. 8 into 8. 8 square is 64. So what is x? X is 4 plus or minus 8 upon 6. So what are the two unique values? Can you see? Here your discriminant is a positive positive number, and we had discussed this, that if your discriminant b square minus 4ac is positive, then the roots of the equation will be unique. There will be two roots and they will be different from each other. They won't be equal. So let us find the roots here. First we will say x is equal to 4 plus 8 upon 6 and x is equal to 4 minus 8 upon 6. So what are my values of x? X is equal to, what is 4 plus 8? 12 upon 6, that is 2. And what is the other value of x? 4 minus 8 is minus 4. Minus 4 upon 6 is minus 2 by 3. So these are the roots of the equation. What are the two unique real number roots of this equation? 2, minus 2 by 3. That means if I put the value of x as 2 in this equation, then the equation will become equal to 0. Or if I put the value of x as minus 2 by 3, even then this whole equation will become equal to 0. Next up, what is my a here? Can I say we have a standard form here? X square, 2x square minus root 7x minus 7 is equal to 0. अब ये root कहाँ से आ गया? Root आ गया तो हमें solve करना पड़ेगा, because root square roots are also real numbers. They are also real numbers, and real numbers we can always solve. Let us first start from our first step. Let us find my coefficient of x square, which is 2, coefficient of x, which is minus square root of 7. Minus is very important. And what is my constant? Minus 7. Please do not forget to write your signs. Now, I am just going to simply put it in my formula, because I need to find the roots of this equation by my formula method. So, what is x? X is equal to, I am not writing the formula again. This is the formula that we are going to use. I will do the correct substitution directly. So, what is x? X is minus b, that is minus of minus root 7. इसके पास minus है तो ये minus we are not going to eat. This minus is in the formula. This minus is with the coefficient. So, please do not make that mistake. Plus or minus square root of b square, that is minus root 7, the whole square, minus 4 into a into c. What is a? 4 into 2 into c is minus 7. This whole thing is under the square root divided by 2 times a, that is 2 times 2. This will give you 1 mark. Understood? Alright, moving on. Therefore, x is equal to, what is minus of minus? Plus. Root 7 remains as it is. Plus or minus square root of, what is the square root of, what is the square of a square root? So, root 7, the whole square is root 7 into root 7. And what is root 7 into root 7? 7, isn't it? So, this is 7. Plus, minus and minus becomes plus. So, how much is this? This is minus, minus, plus. 4 2s are 8, 8 7s are 56. Divided by 2 2s are 4. So, what is x? Therefore, x is equal to root 7 remains as it is, plus or minus of square root of 7 plus 56. That is how much? 63, isn't it? Divided by 4. Now, hold on. Now, there are two ways of solving this problem. Number one method is, you simply find the square root of 63 using your logbook that will be given for your exam. It's compulsory. You will have that red logbook. You will be following that at home as well as in school as well as for your exam. You can simply find the square root of 63. You can first add, you can find the square root of 7. First you add them, then you subtract the square root of 63 from square root of 7 and divide it by 4. This is the easier way of solving. I will tell you another way which I find easy. 63 can be written as, can this be written as root 7 plus minus root of 63 is 9 sevens are 7 into 9 upon 4. So when you have under root of something into something, you can separately give them the index, or you can separately give them the power. So this is root 7 plus minus root 7 into root 9. What is square root of 9? 3. So can I write this as, therefore x is equal to square root of 7 plus minus, what is square root of 9? 3. 3 times square root of 7 upon 4. Can I write it like this? If I write it like this, the thing is I can simplify my solving. I can simplify my addition subtraction. Okay, so now from here I can take square root of 7 common and it becomes square root of 7 is taken out as common. So what is left here? 1 plus or minus of 3 upon 4. Easy. This is easy. Try to do it like this. X is equal to square root of 7. What is 1 plus 3? 4 into 4 upon 4. And x is equal to square root of 7. What is 1 minus 3? Minus 2 upon 4. Correct? So this 4 and this 4 gets cancelled. This 4 and this 2 minus, this becomes minus 1 and this becomes 2. So what are your results for x? Therefore x is equal to square root of 7 is one of the values of x, or x is equal to, what is square root of 7 into minus 1? Minus square root of 7 and 2. Don't forget your 2 here. So what are the roots of this equation? That means what are the values of x for which this equation becomes equal to 0? It is root 7 or it is minus square root 7 upon 2. You can say root or square root. The word root, if you use it just alone, it is square root only. But if it is cube root, then you have to say cube root. I hope you know this. Let's move to the next problem. This is not in standard form. So we will have to do a little bit of adjustment and modification, which we have done in our previous type of problems. What are we going to do here? Take LCM. Correct? What is the LCM of 1 and x? It's x into 1, which is x. So this becomes x square upon x plus 1 upon x, because इसका LCM इसका तो already x इसके पास है. This is equal to 3x upon x. Anyone who is struggling with algebraic LCM, you have to go back to your 9th standard syllabi, because this is now very simple for you. In 10th standard, we can't study LCM all over again, right? So let us see what happens here. We have x square plus 1 upon x is equal to 3x. So in both the denominators, on both sides of the equal to sign, we have x. So I have just simply eradicated, removed it. So now it's still not in standard form. We have to bring this in the middle, because my formula form is ax square plus bx plus c. So your term which has x with the power 1 should be your middle term. So this becomes x square minus 3x plus 1 is equal to, लिखना मत भूलना, यहाँ से अगर 3x यहाँ पे लेके गए तो what remains on the other side of equal to is equal to 0. Now do we have a standard form here? I think you should be able to solve this, but I will do it quickly for you. What are the values of x? X is minus b plus or minus of square root of b square minus 4a. What is a here? A is 1, na? Because 1x square is written as x square. So 4 into a into b, a into c. So c is 1 upon 2 times a, that is 2 times 1. Very easy. So this becomes x is equal to minus of minus is plus 3 plus or minus of square root of 9 minus. So this is x is equal to 3 plus or minus of root 5 upon 2. Now root 5. See, we need to know the value of root 5. We can input it over here. Let us just input the values. So x is equal to 3 plus root 5 upon 2. And x is equal to 3 minus square root 5 upon 2. So the tentative value of root 5 is 2.02. So x will be equal to 3 plus 2.02 upon 2, or it will be 3 minus 2.02 upon 2. So what are the values of x? It is 5.02 upon 2 or minus 3.00 minus 2.02. So this becomes 890 minus plus 0.98 upon 2. So what are the values of x? Please divide it by 2. 2 2s are 4, 2.51 or 0.49. This is my answer. So we have to bring it to we can't leave it at a rational, at a third form. That means we can't leave it in root form because they are giving you a square root table. So they expect you to find the value of root 5. It will be a decimal number because 5 is not a perfect square. Input the value, add them or subtract them and divide them with the relevant denominator. Find the correct answer. This will fetch you full marks, not this. Now let's come to our last sum of this same category. I think by now you must have understood what we are trying to do here. So here again we don't have it in standard form. We have to bring it in standard form. Whenever in doubt with LCM, just multiply the numbers. What is the LCM of two unique numbers which do not have common factors? It is the product of the two numbers, isn't it? We don't know the value of x. Therefore we don't know the value of x minus 2. They are two unique numbers. Therefore, we will just take LCM as x into x minus 2. That will be the LCM in this case. So, how do we solve this? Here LCM will be x into x minus 2. So, this already has x. So, the denominator and numerator has to be multiplied by x minus 2. So, 1 upon x. So, this will be x into x minus 2. And this will, 1 will get multiplied by x minus 2. So, it becomes x minus 2. This is your first term. What is your second term? Here we have x minus 2 in the denominator. So we will multiply numerator and denominator by x. So here we will write x into 1 is x upon x into x minus 2 is equal to 3 has denominator 1. So it needs both x as well as x minus 2. So it will be multiplied by x as well as x minus 2. Therefore the denominator will become x into x minus 2. So this is x minus 2 minus, there is only one term, that's why I am not keeping it in bracket, minus x is equal to 3x into x is 3x square, 3x square minus 3x into 2 is 3x2, 3 into x into 2, that is 6x, right? 3 into 2 is 6, x remains as it is because x does not have any other companion and the whole thing over here is divided by what? X into x minus 2. This is also divided by x into x minus 2. So I can just simply cut it. Now we are going, we can cut these two also. So what is our equation now? Our equation is sending minus 2 on the other side and keeping 0 here. So I am just writing it like 3x square minus 6x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now we have reached our standard equation. Now let's find the value of x. X is equal to minus b, that is minus of minus 6 plus minus square root of b square, that is minus 6 the whole square, minus 4ac, that is 4 into a, that is 3, into c, that is 2, divided by 2 times a, that is 2 times 3. So therefore, x is equal to 6 plus or minus of square root of 36 minus 4 3s are 12, 12 2s are 24 upon 6. X is equal to 6 plus minus square root of 36 minus 24 is 12 upon 6. I think beyond this you should be able to solve by yourself. Alright. So this is a variety of sum where we have used formula method. Please remember, please write your answer in decimal. So for this sum also, you should be able to write it in decimal. Simply find the value of root 7 and input it. Alright, I don't have my log table with me, but I have shown you one example, so I think you should be able to bring it to its final answer. Now we have come to the problems based on nature of roots. What did we discuss about nature of roots? It's the discriminant b square minus 4ac which will determine the nature of the roots. If the discriminant is equal to 0, there will be only one root, it will be real. If the discriminant b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, there will be two roots which will be unequal, and if the discriminant is less than 0, that is b square minus 4ac is less than 0, that will also have two roots. They will also be unequal, but they will not be real, they will be imaginary. So let us try to find the nature of roots first. For very simple problems, we just have to find the nature of roots. So here, we really don't have to use the whole formula. When the questions are based on nature of roots, the whole thing is determined by the discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac. So simply without solving the whole thing or simply without writing the whole equation, that is minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a, we will just try to analyze the discriminant. What is my discriminant? Discriminant is always equal to b square minus 4ac. तो अगर हमें पता चल गया कि b square minus 4ac 0 आ रहा है, अगर equation is given to us, so we can find, we know the values of a, b, c. So if we see b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, greater than 0 or less than 0, we can determine the nature of roots. We don't have to find the roots. We just have to determine the nature of the roots. So let us see how to attempt these problems. So part A. So this is my discriminant. Whenever the problems come based on nature of roots, we will always use the discriminant method. So this is my discriminant. Alright, so the first problem is 4x square minus 5x minus 3 is equal to 0. To determine the nature of root, let us find the discriminant here. I hope you are understanding why we are only using the discriminant. Because here they have not asked us to find the root. To understand the language of the question is as important as solving it numerically. They have not asked us to find the value of x, so we will only use determinant. So now if you want discriminant, so if they have not asked us to find the actual roots or the actual value of x, please don't find values of x. Because you would say that मैंने तो पूरा value निकाल दिया x का, but teacher ने पूछा है, question क्या है? Nature बताना. So अगर आपको पूछा है nature of roots, you have to find the nature of roots. You don't have to find the values of x. And you have to use the discriminant. You cannot use the formula. They will deduct your marks. In fact, you will get 0. Because understanding the question is as important as solving it numerically. Chalo. So what is my ABC? A is 4, B is minus 5 and C is minus 3. So what will be B square minus 4AC? B square minus 4AC is your discriminant. Discriminant का value क्या आएगा? Let us see. This will be equal to minus 5 the whole square minus 4 into A, that is 4, into C, that is minus 3. Let us see what is the value. You have to find the value of the discriminant. Whatever is the value, we will then determine what is the nature of the roots. So don't write equal to 0 or anything here. Don't take any illogical steps. This is a logical step. So we have 25 minus of minuses plus 4 4s are 16, 16 3s are 48, right? So this is equal to 73. Tell me now, is the discriminant equal to 0, greater than 0 or less than 0? The value is 73. So b square minus 4ac is 73. So is 73 greater than 0? Yes, it is. So we have discriminant greater than 0. And what happens? What do we tell about the nature of roots when discriminant is greater than 0? The roots are unequal and they are real. So what are we going to say here? Roots are real and unequal. Alright, let us come to our part B. The question is root 3x square minus 5x plus 7 root 3 is equal to 0. This is your equation. This does not say that the discriminant is equal to 0. This is your equation which is equal to 0. So what is our discriminant in this case? Minus 5 the whole square minus 4ac. A is root 4 times root 3 and A is root 3 and B is 7 root 3. Let us find the value of this. Minus 5 the whole square is 25. There is no minus sign here, so this remains minus. What is root 3 into root 3? Root 3 square, which is 3. 3 into 7, 21. 21 into 4, 84. What is the value? What is the result of this? Minus 59. Minus 59, isn't it? Because 84 is greater than 25. So your final answer is minus 59 and therefore the discriminant is less than 0. So what do we tell about the roots? Roots are imaginary and unequal. They are imaginary and unequal. Did you understand how to find the nature of roots? We don't have to find the actual value. or the actual roots. We just have to determine the nature of roots, and for that we will take the help of my discriminant method. Now coming to a little more linguistically complicated problem, but to solve it is still very easy. Let us see the question. Find k if this equation that is given to you has equal and real roots. What are they saying? Find the value of k. What is k? K's are here. So this k is a part of your coefficient. It's not a part of x square. X square and x's are your unknown. But k square, k cube और जो भी हो उसके साथ, that whole thing becomes your coefficient. So find k if this particular huge given equation has equal and real roots. तो उन्होंने हमें nature of roots दे दिया है. So if they have given us the nature of roots, that means they have given us some indication about discriminant. What is the discriminant here? When do the roots become equal and real? When discriminant becomes equal to 0. That means b square minus 4ac becomes equal to 0. This is when the roots become equal and real, isn't it? So this is my first step. This is the first step that I am taking. Now the second step for these kind of complex problems is always find your correct coefficients. What is a here? What is my a? A is the coefficient of x square. A is k plus 4. What is b? B is the coefficient of x, which is k plus 1. And what is c? C is your constant, which is 1. Have we finally found our a, b and c? Just input it here, and here we have been given the nature of roots. Here we had to find the nature of roots. We have to find the nature of the d, discriminant, and then make a comment about what is the nature. Here they have already given you the nature, that b is equal to 0. Therefore I took b square is equal to 4ac. Now can I just input the values of b, a and c in this equation and equate it to 0? Because we have already identified that d is equal to 0. That is, your discriminant is equal to 0. So what should be equal to 0 according to this equation? What should be equal to 0? b square. b square मतलब क्या? k plus 1 the whole square minus 4ac, that is 4 into a. What is a? K plus 4 into c is 1. This should be equal to 0. I am just inputting the values of a, b and c in this equation, already determined equation. Correct? So what is k plus 1 the whole square? A plus b the whole square, that is a square plus b square plus 2ab. So this is equal to, this implies this will be k square, a square plus b square plus 2ab. So k square plus 1 square, that is 1, plus 2 times ab, that is 2 into k into 1, that is 2k. I am writing it directly. You should be able to write it directly because now you are in 10th standard. Minus 4 into 1 is 4. And what is minus 4 into k? Minus 4k. What is minus 4 into plus 4? Minus 16. This is equal to 0. Because of this, we have reached this conclusion. Now let's see. Now what do we have here? Let's not make this bracket because there are no negative signs here. So simply I can write it like this. Further simplify करेंगे इस equation को, तो क्या मिलेगा? K square is alone, so k square plus 1 minus 16. This will be your constant. Plus 2k minus 4k is minus 2k. Plus 1 minus 16 is minus 15. This is equal to 0. Now, by using my discriminant, I have arrived at a fresh quadratic equation in terms of k. Can I find values of k from this quadratic equation? By solving this equation, I can find the value of k because this is a new quadratic equation where k is your variable. X is nowhere in the picture because x तो हम use ही नहीं करते हैं discriminant में. X का तो value ढूंढते हैं हम. So d में we only use the coefficients and the constant, and coefficients and constants had an unknown k, which is a constant unknown. So from here it's a fresh equation that we have, a fresh equation where what is your variable? Here your variable is k. Look, this is a new equation. From this equation we will be able to determine the value of k. How? k कैसे ढूंढते हैं हम क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन में? वेरिएबल कैसे ढूंढते हैं? डिटरमिनेंट, डिस्क्रिमिनेंट मेथड. फॉर्मूला k is equal to minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So let's find the value of k. k is equal to minus b, that is अभी एक नया इक्वेशन है, ये इस इक्वेशन का सोल्यूशन है, इससे हमें k मिलेगा. So k is equal to minus of minus 2 because here b is minus 2 plus or minus of square root of b square, that is minus 2 the whole square minus 4ac, that is 4 into a क्या है इसका? Coefficient of k square is 1, c is minus 15 upon 2 times a, that is 2 into 1. So what is the value of k? Therefore k is equal to 4 plus, sorry, not 4, minus of minus 2 is plus 2 plus minus square root of 2 square, that is 4, minus and minus plus, 15 fours are 60, 60 plus 4 is 64 upon 2. Therefore, I'll write it here, therefore k is equal to 2 plus, what is root 64? 8. 2 plus 8 upon 2 or it is equal to 2 minus 8 upon 2. एक बार प्लस करेंगे, एक बार माइनस. So are you seeing in one problem itself you are still using the formula as well as discriminant. But first we start with discriminant because the problem has given me nature of roots. So nature of roots का beginning ही होता है discriminant से, because discriminant decides the nature of roots. So by using this discriminant now I can find the value of k. So therefore what are the values of k? K is equal to 5 or k is equal to 10 upon 2 or k is equal to minus 6 upon 2, that is minus 3. Whenever I put the value of k as 5 in this equation becomes equal to 0. When I put the value of k as minus 3 in this equation becomes equal to 0. Now, if I put the value of k as 5 in this equation, it will not become equal to 0 because this equation is an equation with variable x square. And if I put the value of k as minus 3 in this equation, it will not become equal to 0. We have to input the value of x to check if this equation becomes equal to 0. So this equation is an equation whose variable is x. So to find the roots of this equation, we must find the value of x. For this equation, the variable is k. So to find the roots of this equation, we must find the values of k. Is that clear? It is already a long sum, but they can ask you, hence solve the equation by taking either values of k. Let us say, so you have to input the value of k. Let's use for 5. Use 5. K is equal to 5. So what does the main equation become? It becomes k plus 4, that is 5 plus 4, that is 9x square, plus k plus 1, that is 5 plus 1, that is 6x, plus 1 is equal to 0. अब k का वैल्यू मिल गया, हमारा simplified equation मिल गया हमें. Now this is the same equation as given in the question, but now we have input the values of k. If you would have taken the value of k as minus 3, this equation would have become 1x square plus minus 3 plus 1, that is minus 2. So x square minus 2x plus 1. Both ways you will get the same values of x. Alright. So now if I have to solve this equation, I can solve this equation. Here we can find the value of x by using again the same formula method, minus b plus minus square root of b square, that is 6 square, minus 4 into a is 9, c is 1 upon 2a, that is 2 into 9. From here we can determine the value of x. This will become minus 6 plus minus square root of 36 minus 36 upon 18. So what are the values of x? This becomes 0. 36 minus 36 becomes equal to 0. So this, are you able to see that this equation has real roots because discriminant 0 है. Discriminant 0 क्यों है? क्योंकि discriminant is b square minus 4ac and this whole thing becomes equal to 0. यही तो बोला गया था equation में. I am verifying it for you. So this becomes minus 6 upon 18. The only one unique value, plus minus 0. Plus 0 karo, minus 0 karo. It doesn't add any value. Now the last sum of nature of roots. Okay, my kids? Okay, my kids. Alright kids, let's do the last sum. Same problem, but here they have asked you to determine the values of x2. So something like what we have proceeded over here. Let us see how to solve this problem. I don't have space, that's why I am making these lines. Please use one whole page to solve your sum. Make it neat, make it clear. The better you present your paper, it's easier for the teacher to check, it's impressive, it always makes the teacher more lenient and more drawn towards your paper. So please make the teacher's life easy. Alright? Find m, hence find the roots of the equation blah blah blah. बहुत बड़ा equation है. Let us write it down. Let us quickly find the coefficients of this equation. Okay, it is in standard form. It is very much in standard form. What is the coefficient of x square? It's 1. What is the coefficient of x? Anything but x becomes the coefficient. तो ये पूरा चीज इसका coefficient है. 2 bracket m minus 1. That means 2m minus 2 is the coefficient of x. Don't make any mistake. And anything which does not have x or x square with it becomes the constant. So this is your C. So what is my A? A is 1. B is 2 times 2 को तो हम भूल जाते हैं. Maximum times I have seen kids ignoring the 2. I don't know why. 2 just remains sitting there with no job. Alright, don't forget. Keep your eyes open all the time. 2m minus 1 is your B and what is your C? M plus 5. क्या बोला है आपको इन्होंने? Find m, hence find the roots of the equation. This if the roots are real and equal. If the roots are real and equal, they have given us the nature of roots. If they have given us the nature of roots, that means we will start with the decider of nature of roots, which is by discriminant. If roots are real and equal, discriminant is equal to 0, which means b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. चलो सब्स्टिट्यूट करते हैं. b square मतलब क्या? अच्छा, इसको सिंप्लीफाई भी कर सकते हो. 2m minus 1 the whole square. That is 2 times m minus 2. 2m minus 2. Right? This can be written as 2m minus 2, isn't it? So can I write this as 2m minus 2, which is by b the whole square minus 4 times a क्या है? 1 है. c क्या है? m plus 5. This should be equal to 0. Why? Because discriminant is equal to 0. We are just substituting. a minus b the whole square का formula लगेगा. That is a square plus b square minus 2ab. So micro level पे formula भी लगे जा रहे हैं. So don't get scared. It will simplify itself. ये हमारा खुल गया ये वाला ब्रैकेट. Minus 4 into 1 4. Minus 4 into 4 1 को इग्नोर कर दे. So minus 4 into m क्या होगा? Minus 4m. Minus 4 into plus 5 क्या होगा? Minus 20. What is this equal to? 0. दोनों साइड ऑफ द इक्वेशन लिखना है. Now let us simplify further. This becomes 2m square is not 2m square. 2m the whole square है तो 2b square होगा mb square होगा. This becomes 4m square plus 2 square is 4 minus 2 into 2 into 2 8 and n बच गया तो 8m minus 4m minus 20 is equal to 0. Like terms को साथ में जोड़ देते हैं. 4m square के साथ तो कोई है ही नहीं like terms, so 4m square is 4m square. Minus 8m minus 4m is minus 12m plus 4 minus 20 is minus 16. This is equal to 0. Further simplification is possible. Divide the every 4, 12 and 16 are multiples of 4. So I can divide it by 4. If both sides by 4, 0 को किसी से भी divide कर लो 0 ही रहेगा. So both sides by 4 नहीं कर सकते हो ये step. Strike नहीं हुआ. No problem. Simply put it in the equation. Your coefficients of m square will be 4, of m will be minus 12 and your constant will be minus 16. You will still get the correct answer. Only thing is the further solution becomes a little tough because the numbers are bigger. So if it strikes, Divide both sides by 4. It is possible only because 4, 12 and 16 are all multiples of 4. So this equation becomes m square minus 3m minus 4 is equal to 0. Now this is not a simplification of this equation. This is a new equation whose variable is m. So if you solve this equation, can you get the values of m? वही तो सबसे पहले ढूंढने बोला है, find m. तो m ढूंढने के लिए इस इक्वेशन को सॉल्व करेंगे. कैसे ढूंढेंगे values of m? How do we find roots? Not nature of roots. Roots ढूंढने के लिए m is equal to minus b. Minus b मतलब minus of minus 3 plus or minus of square root of b square minus 4ac. b square मतलब minus 3 the whole square minus 4 into a is 1. c is minus 4 divided by 2 times a. m मिलेगा इससे. चलो ढूंढते हैं. So what is m? m is 3 plus or minus of square root of what is minus 3 the whole square? 9 minus minus plus 4 4s are 16. 16 plus 9 25 square root of 25 upon 2. तो m के दो वैल्यूज मिलेंगे हमें. हाई बिकॉज दिस इज पॉजिटिव. तो m के वैल्यूज दो मिलेंगे कि नहीं? क्योंकि 3 के साथ पॉजिटिव नंबर को ऐड और सब्ट्रैक्ट करोगे तो अलग अलग वैल्यूज आएंगे. सो आई होप यू आर गेटिंग द ड्रिफ्ट. You have to be in the flow. Otherwise, you can't solve these kind of problems. Otherwise, they are very, very easy. Okay? So, be very careful about nature of roots. Discriminant b square minus 4ac method. Actual roots finding. Proper equation method. ये इतना ही याद रखना है. Okay. So, this becomes 3 plus 5 upon 2. That is 8 upon 2. 8 upon 2 is 4. Or it becomes 3 minus 5 upon 2, which is minus 2 upon 2. Minus 1. Okay. Got it? Now they have told us also find the roots of the equation. Which equation? This equation के roots निकालने हैं हमें. किसी भी एक वैल्यू को लेना है. किसी भी एक वैल्यू को लोगे वही आंसर आने वाला है x का. So 4 or minus 1. So let us take the value of m as 4. What will we do? We will substitute the value of m in this equation. It will give us me a simple equation in terms of x square. Then I will use the formula, find the values of x. Let us do that. This equation becomes x square plus 2 into m minus 1. 4 divided by 4 minus 1 times x plus m plus 4, that is 4, m plus 5, that is 4 plus 5. This is equal to 0. What have I done? I have put m is equal to 4 in this equation. Is this clear? इस equation में m को 4 लिख दिया है. Got it? चलो equation को simplify कर देते हैं. x square plus 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 into 2 is 6. 6x plus 9 is equal to 0. मिल गया simple equation in terms of x. Now look at this equation. This is a simplified version of this equation. मतलब इस equation इस पे किसके वैल्यूज मिलेंगे? x के वैल्यूज मिलेंगे कि नहीं? Because this equation is an equation whose variable is x. So we will get values of x. So कैसे ढूंढे x? फॉर्मूला मेथड से ढूंढेंगे. x का वैल्यू ढूंढना है, रूट्स ढूंढने हैं. रूट्स के लिए we use the formula minus b plus minus square root of discriminant upon 2a. Discriminant क्या होता है? b square minus 4ac. So what is the value of x? X is minus b, that is minus 6 plus minus square root of 6 square minus 4 into 1 into 9 upon 2 into 1. Every time I am writing this step because I don't want anyone to cut 1 marks from me. Okay. So x is equal to minus 6 plus minus. अच्छा मुझे बताओ without solving क्या होना चाहिए इसका वैल्यू? क्वेश्चन में दिया है ना, इसको इक्वल और रियल रूट्स है. अगर m का वैल्यू मिल गया, m के वैल्यू के लिए find m if this equation has real and equal roots for that value of m. मतलब क्या आएगा? रूट्स तो 0 ही आएगा ना, डिस्क्रिमिनेंट तो 0 ही आएगा बिकॉज रियल एंड इक्वल रूट्स मतलब ही उस इक्वेशन का डिस्क्रिमिनेंट 0 है. आ ही जा रहा है. देखो आप चेक कर सकते हो. रूट ऑफ 6 स्क्वायर दैट इज 36 माइनस 36 अपॉन 2. So what is the value of x? Minus 6 upon 2. So x is equal to minus 3. If you take this value also, you will get x is equal to minus 3. You will still get discriminant equal to 0. यही आंसर आने वाला है. So I hope these kind of sums are also clear with you. So with this, I think we have touched upon the two very important topics of this chapter. In the next part of this chapter, we are going to do the same thing, but now the equations won't be readily given to us. They are going to give us some kind of premise, some kind of story, some kind of word equation in terms of geometrical figures, in terms of age, in terms of numbers, numerator, denominator, or in terms of distance, speed, related sums, or arithmetic calculations involving profit, loss, discount, sale, etc., which will be using our previous year's knowledge about these kind of how numbers work, how age works, how basic knowledge of geometry, basic knowledge of commercial mathematics. We will be using that to first form our equation using the word stories and then finish the chapter. Thank you very much, kids.